Hi, I'm Annie Goldman. I am a 5th grade teacher here at Colonial Trail, and today we are going to be dividing decimals, but we are going to be using models instead of just doing the pure decimal division. All right, so we're going to look at whole numbers and we're going to look at decimals. So dividing by whole numbers and dividing by decimals. But before we get started, let's do our normal daily routine. So Grayson is up. I want you to help us out with our fraction decimal chart. The rest of you guys can get your stuff out, and he will tell us what the magic number is, and we'll talk through it, okay? What are you picking? All right, Grayson is picking orange. Orange is what's next. All right, so thank you guys. Oh, you have that. All right, and you weren't here on Wednesday. I think the color was green, in case you care. You can color them both in orange, though, okay? All right. The green Post-its up there for you? Mm-hmm. All right, turn and tell the class what you did.
I did 39 over 100. And decimal is 0 and 39 hundredths.
Yep, 0.39. Very nice. All right, perfect. Thank you. And so that is our decimal right of the day, but we're going to turn that into a whole number. So 39 hundredths is what our decimal is. So let's make that a whole number instead. We're going to talk about 39. Before we do the decimal stuff, tell me what we know about the number 39. Anything you know about it. Miss Sophia?
It's odd.
It's odd. Give me another one. Sahas?
It's a prime number.
It is a prime number, is he right?
No.
I think might be something different. What is it?
It's
Say it one more time. It's a composite number? That's true, but how do we know? Because it looks like it should be prime, right? This is one of those cool composites. It looks like it should be prime, but it's actually not. So I'm going to write composite down. So we'll have to think about our factors in order to figure this part out, right? Kim? It's a 2-digit number, all right, but let's get back to factors. I'll put that one down here. 2 digits. Jatine? All right, so it's divisible by 13 and 3, which those are their factors, right? What else do we know? What else do we know? Hussein?
It can also be multiplied by 13 and 3.
Okay, so that's what we talk about with the factors. So 13 times 3 would give us 39.
Yeah, and 3 times, like 3 times, oh wait, no, that's not.
Yeah, because it's multiplication, that works as well. Shashini?
It has 3 tens and 9.
It has 3, let's see here, 3 tens and 9 ones. Anything else? Yeah?
3x 13 is 39.
Say it one more time.
3x 13 is 39.
3 times 13 is 39. Yeah, we got that one. What about rounding? Anything about rounding we can think about? Miss Hannah?
If you round it to the nearest 10, it goes to 40.
All right, round to the nearest 10. Tens place, it becomes 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
We good?
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of anything else? All right, well, that's our list for today. So thank you guys for working on this. Go ahead and put your chart up, and we are going to regroup now and focus on actually dividing decimals. On Wednesday, we worked on just doing the basic math of dividing decimals, right? And we realized it was actually quite similar to dividing with whole numbers, yeah? Yeah, so today we're going to look at how operations with decimals are similar or different to operations with whole numbers, right? So tell me what we know about multiplication and the multiplying of decimals. What do we know about the multiplying with decimals? Ms. Hannah?
You need to line your decimals up.
That's for adding and subtracting, though I will tell you that I would love it if y'all line that up too. But what else? Yeah.
You have to move the decimal out so you can do it easier?
Yeah, so you'll move the decimal point out, and then of course you move it back in when you're done. True. Yeah. What about the product? What about the product? What do we know about the product when we multiply two decimals together? Ms. Shashini?
It's going to be lower. If you divide two decimals together, it's going to be higher than the answer.
So say that again. If you multiply two decimals together, give me an example.
Like 31.9 divided by 42.
So you're saying that your product will be bigger or smaller?
For times, it's going to be smaller.
That's right. It's smaller, right? Who wants to come up and model real quickly this? All right. I'll give you a number to, I'll give you two decimals to multiply, and you guys are going to show me physically how that works. All right. All right, Miss Sophia, come on up. I'm going to give you yellow and blue. Maybe. Let's see if I have any blue. Yellow and we'll do pink for now. All right, so go ahead and we're going to multiply these two decimals together. So let's see here, 1 2/10 times 0 4/10. Okay, go ahead and model on one of those squares, one of those hundreds blocks, and show us what happens. Okay. All right, so you're shading down how many? 20. 20 what?
20 hundredths.
20 hundredths, which is equal to what, guys? Everyone?
2 tenths.
What is it? 2 tenths, right? Okay, so now go across. Oh, that's a red marker. That's not what I wanted, but hey, that's fine. You want to do a true pink? Someone tried to trick me with the top being the different color. All right, and now you're going to go shade across, right, with a different color, right? And how many across are you going to go?
4 tenths.
4 tenths. Do you guys know what the answer is going to be?
Yeah.
Give me a thumbs up if you know the answer. All right, while she's finishing coloring, turn and talk at your table and decide what the answer is going to be. And don't let us trick you. I'm trying to trick you. What is it actually going to be? And will you trace around where it overlaps for me when you're done? Thank you, sweetie. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Miss Sophia is going to now, she is going to shade in where they overlap. Someone tell me what this is as a decimal. When we multiply these together, what is our product? Read.
0 and 0.8.
0 and 0.8. So how do we say that? You're correct.
0 and 8 hundredths.
Nailed it, right? So 0 and 8 hundredths. So Miss Sophia, can you count how many are shaded in with both colors?
8.
8 out of a total of
100.
100. So that adds up, right? Or that works. Okay, so you can head back to your seat. Thank you. All right, so when we multiply two decimals together, our product gets what? But when we multiply two whole numbers together, what happens?
It becomes bigger.
Right? Okay, so we're going to take that information, we're going to store it in here. All right, and let's talk about division. All right, and you guys are going to divide today, and some of this is going to be a little new and different. However, so even if you know what the answer is, the whole goal right now is to model it, to take base 10 blocks, to take dimes, to take a number line if you're able to. All right, and figure out what it looks like when you divide decimals by a whole number and when you divide decimals by another decimal. Okay, so in your box right here, what do we have? What do we have in the box right there, guys?
We have
What do you have?
money,
Money. What else? Coins. What else?
dollars.
Some of you all have dollars. All right, there's a couple of you all that don't, but I know that you all can figure out if we needed to make up a $10, we got this, okay? So I'm going to hand these out for you right now. So we're going to be modeling things in a variety of ways, all right? We're going to use our hundreds blocks right here to model it. We're going to use money, okay? And then I have the physical, actual base 10 blocks, and we're going to model it that way, all right? So everyone takes one. Do you want to hand some of these out? Sure. That'd be awesome. Thank you. All right. So step one is going to be, let's label the part of the decimals that we need, okay? So when you're dividing, what do we know? We have so if we have, let's see here, this will be the first one we do anyway. So you guys are going to end up having to write this down. All right, so there's a space at the very top that says what? Read for me, what does it say? Can you do it, Sahas? Yeah, label the...
Label the parts of a division equation using the words divisor, dividend, and quotient below. Create your own problem.
All right, so I'm writing the problem that we're going to do first. You all can create your own, okay? So up here, which one of these would be the divisor? Which one's the dividend? And where would the quotient go? All right, we don't normally work with problems like this, right? How does it normally look to you guys? What do we use? Ms. Hannah, what do we normally use?
Whole numbers?
Well, yes, we use whole numbers, right? But when we divide, typically we see it how?
We use the inside-outside sort of house method.
Right, yeah. So we normally see it like this, yeah? All right, so what's going to go here? What number?
2.
What do you think, Ms. Emma?
2.
2. All right, and Emma, do you know what this is called? This is what we need to label to make sure we know our parts. Anyone know what this is? Ms. Shashini?
It's the divisor.
Yeah, it's the divisor, right? It's what we're going to divide it by. All right. What goes in here? What goes in there? Some tentative hands. Ms. Hina?
0 and 16.
0 and 6/10? Yeah. Right, and what is this called? What do you think? David? Look at your paper. You have 3 choices, right? We've used one of them. You're trying to say dividend? Yeah, dividend. All right, and then finally, what will go up top here is going to be the what? Everyone? Quotient. Thank you. All right, the quotient. T-I-E-N-T. All right, cool. So, step 1, write your own equation right there, okay? And go ahead and label it. Okay. Does it have to be with decimals? No, it doesn't have to be with decimals. I want to make sure you know the parts of the division problem, okay? You can use it. You can also use this one. If you cannot think of anything else, you can use this one, okay? Sir? You can do your own. Yes, create your own right here with a pencil on there, okay? Because we're going to reference back to that, okay, guys? The words are above it. Draw and label it. You do need to do it on your paper. Yeah, on your paper here, guys. Because you're going to use that to reference, and then you'll use your dry erase marker for the next part. Okay? All right. So when we do this, guys, I need someone, when you finish, can I get a thumbs up just so I know what we're working with? All right, so if you're done, if you're finished, I want you to take the little bin that you have, and I want you to dig out some dimes. All right. Hi. All you need to do is label this. So you're not multiplying anything. So what are you doing? Yeah, so look. Can I borrow you for a second? Miss Ileana did this right here, right? She took a number. This is her divisor. She's dividing it into her dividend. And then at the very top, she's going to write what? Which is called the... And if you can't remember, I have all 3 words listed for you guys, okay?
The head's over here.
All right. Do me a favor, guys. Check in with the person next to you. Make sure they're on track here. All right? You don't have to actually answer the question, right? You can leave it blank the way I had, but you do need to make sure you label them. All right? But we're going to move on in just a second. So if you don't finish that part, we will, when you finish something else early, you can go back to it, okay? How many of you guys, when we talk about money, tell me what we know. This is a what? One whole dollar, okay? It is worth how many dimes?
10.
Okay, it's worth 10 dimes. Okay, this is $1. And how many pennies is it worth?
100.
100 what? Pennies. 100 cents, right? That root cent means this, right? Yeah, that means 100. All right, so that is 100 cents, okay? All right, so with your bin right now, I'm going to also hand out some base 10 blocks. I want you guys to take out 6 tenths. How many dimes would you take out? 6. Okay, so not everybody's going to have this. You're either going to have base 10 blocks or you're going to have dimes. Okay? And you guys can switch it up. Okay? So base 10 blocks and dimes. All right. There you go. And here you guys go. I'll get you some more. All right. Give me a thumbs up when you have either 6 base 10 blocks or 6 dimes. You need to have one or the other. And if you don't have enough, please make sure I know that, guys. I've got plenty.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
And thank you, guys. You can grab that and keep it. Hi. Do you all have them?
Wait, do we all need it?
No, you need one or the other. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tell me again. Everybody at your table has to have one of the following. One of the following. What do they need to have? Reed, give me one thing.
The base block.
Yeah, the base 10 blocks. I call them rods. I'm sure they have like an official name. I call them rods, and then there's cubes. What else do we need to have? 6 dimes, okay? Do you have to have them both? No. Okay? Somebody at your table will have dimes, somebody at your table will have rods, and we're good to go. All right. You guys ready to stop playing with them for a second and look up?
Yep.
All right, show me you're ready. Okay. So you have 6 tenths, right? And we want to divide it by what? Divide it by what? Isaiah?
2 tenths.
No, not 2 tenths, but 2 what? Nope, this is simply just 2 wholes, right? Yeah, just 2. I want to divide it into 2 groups. So with your dry erase marker, give yourself 2 groups, 2 empty groups at the moment. All right. Now, let's go ahead and start moving them. Take one of your tenths and put them in the first box. Take the next one and put it over here, right? And go back and forth until they're all gone. Okay? So 1, then 2, right? Okay? So you guys are dividing them into 2 separate groups, yeah? All right, I see Shashini has it. And again, check on the person next to you, right? Okay, do you have it? Yeah. All right, I see dimes over here. I see your 2 groups over here. I see yours over here. Nice job. All right. Cool. Miss Olivia, how many do you have in each group? How many are in each group? 3, right? You either had my amazing drawings, right? So we have 3 whats in each group. What is it? Everyone, go. 3 what? 3 tenths. What happened to my quotient? Is it bigger or is it smaller?
Smaller.
It's smaller. So let's do the same thing. But instead of dividing by 2 wholes, let's do what Isaiah suggested before, and we're going to divide it by 2 what?
10.
We're going to divide it by 2 tenths, right? All right, let's see what happens then, okay? All right, so if you go down on your page, you should have the next part, right? Does it help you there? So right here, 0 and 6 tenths, right? All right, so you guys are going to take it like this. And again, now mathematically, you guys can probably do the math pretty simply, right?
Yes.
So how do we do it like this? Turn and talk at your table. See if you can figure it out. We're not dividing by 2 wholes. We're dividing by 2 tenths. At your table, I want you guys to try and figure it out. Also, if it's easier for you, use this, right? What's the total you're starting with? The total we're starting with is how many tenths? How many tenths are we starting with again? 6, so you can shade in your 6 tenths.
1 and 2 tenths.
So if you're what are you starting with? So shade in 6 tenths, and then you're going to have to divide it up. All right, so you're starting with how many tenths? Either one. I like it. Pardue's shading in his 6 tenths to start with. So yeah, Pardue is shading in those 6 tenths. Grab a pencil. It doesn't have to be a marker. You can if you wish. So, ooh. So if it were me, I would at least start off by shading in how many tenths? 6, do it. It can be with marker, crayon, colored pencil, it does not matter. Okay? So down here, and remember, we're working on the modeling part. Doing the math is easy. We're trying to figure out why it works, yeah? So over here, when you're modeling it, what can we put here? Well, what is your total? What are we starting with according to the problem? 6, shade in 6 tenths, and let's figure out how to divide it up. Okay? So shade in your 6 tenths, okay? How many of you guys are stumped? No one? Come on, be brave, thank you. Yeah, if you are stumped, remember we're down at the second problem for you right here. So can I steal yours for a second? So we're down here, right? What is our total amount, Rishi? Do you know? What are we starting with?
0 and 6 tenths.
Okay, so on our model right here, we should shade in 6 tenths because that's a total amount, right? Okay? All right, so we should have our 6 tenths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tenths should be shaded in. Now, I'm looking at some of you guys, and I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to model this after the multiplication we did, right? How many of you all tried a method where you had them overlap? Be brave, thank you. I saw all the papers, I know. Yeah, that's reasonable, right? I see what you're trying to do. But remember, when you divide, you're trying to put things into what? Groups. And what kind of groups? Groups with different amounts?
No.
What are you trying to do?
Equal groups.
Equal groups. So when you shade in this, how do I put them in equal groups of 2 tenths? So use those base 10 blocks for a second. Get rid of your 2 groups because you don't need your 2 groups, right? If you put these all together, right? Pull apart 2 tenths. Oh, I see the light just went off there, right? All right, so put your 2, yep, here we go. So he put his 6 tenths together. My friend's down there if you guys want to watch me, and I'll come over there and do it for you guys too, okay? So Grayson's 6 tenths are here, yeah? I'm dividing it by what number again?
2.
2 what?
10.
2 tenths. So I'm going to pull out 2 tenths. Can I pull out another 2 tenths? Oh, is it an even amount? How many groups is that?
3.
3 tenths or 3 wholes?
3. 10.
I don't see 3 tenths here. How many groups is here?
3 whole groups.
3 whole groups. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to come over here one more time. And we're going to, when you flip over to the back, you guys are going to try one of these on your own. Okay? So right here and down there, guys, if you want to take a look. If I have my 6 tenths here, right? I'm going to pull out how many tenths? 2, because that's what we're dividing by, yeah? All right, 1, 2 tenths, 1, 2 tenths, and 1, 2 tenths. The eyes are amazing. They're like, right? And how many groups is that?
3.
3. That's your answer. So wait a second. When I divide 2 decimals, let's talk about that quotient. I went and did this, right? This is one group. Should change colors. That's one group, yeah? What else? So we have this first group right here. All right, then we have this second group right here. And now we have this third group right here. And I've used up all of my tenths, right? So when I divide 2 decimals, turn and talk at your table. What happens to your quotient? Go. What happened to your quotient? You have 2 decimals up there. You're dividing 2 decimals, and what happened to your quotient? When we did this up here, right? So this is your 6 tenths, and we went 1 tenth, 2 tenths, right? 2 tenths and 2 tenths. How many do we have?
Or how many groups?
How many groups do we have?
Yeah. In this case, we're talking about foods.
We have 3 whole groups, right? So you have a whole number, but you started with 2 decimals. What happens to your quotient when you divide decimal by a decimal? Does it get bigger or smaller? It does?
The exact opposite.
Would you rather have 60 cents, 20 cents, or $3?
Yeah, but it's exactly the opposite of dividing. Most of the time, dividing whole numbers. It's the
Yeah,
opposite.
$3 because it's much what? Bigger, right? Do we see a decimal point on the 3? No, but where is it? Someone remind me. Hey guys, there's no decimal point here. Or is there? Where's the decimal point with this 3? I don't see one. Miss Emma?
Go back.
Say it louder.
Go back.
It goes back? Where?
Go left.
Say it one more time.
Go left.
No. So you say to the left? No. Where is it? Guys, that's 3 wholes. And what do we know about every whole number? What do we know about every single whole number? Kaya? No. Where does my decimal point go? If this is 3 wholes, where's that decimal point going? Miss Hannah?
It goes right up there to 3.
Yeah.
You can put a 0.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is 3 wholes. It's so much bigger, right? So you divide 2 decimals and you get a bigger quotient. Isn't that the opposite of what we always talk about with whole numbers? Usually when you divide, right, you get a smaller quotient. Thank you for joining us here at Colonial Trail, and go